Charlie Austin's been on telly and said that the offside decision was a joke, and that we need VAR. What are your opinions?
I agree. Clearly, it was a goal that should have stood. Talked to the officials just as the game was continuing, and they were trying to make out, well, obviously, Maya Yoshida in offside position, and it's gone off your man. I'm thinking, well, not from where I was standing. So clearly, they've asked the assistant referee whether or not he was in an offside position. I'm assuming, and yeah, he was slightly. But clearly, it must have been the referee that has given the decision that Myers touched the ball on the way in, which is ridiculous, really, because he was about a foot and a half away from it. So, from our point of view, it's a match-defining moment. It's a game-changing decision that they've got wrong, and that's all we ask for as managers, coaches, players as well. That's the key moments in games when the result is at risk, or the outcome of the game is dependent on them getting the correct decisions at that moment. Then they've got to get the correct decision, and unfortunately they didn't today. We've been given an inexperienced referee today. I don't know how many games is that. 1, 2, 4, 4 games. Listen, for us, our game is just as significant to us as the Manchester derby. Would PGMOL have given that game to the Man City Man United game tomorrow? Would they have given that game? Absolutely not. But to us, this game is even more important. So for us to have a referee that unfortunately on the day wasn't quite up to the standard required, it's hard to take, I have to say. And I have to be careful, because I've been doing this a long time, and over the years, clearly I will question referees, and it seems like it's Mark Hughes again. He's blaming it on the referees, but I think anybody who was there today has seen the incident. Well, we'll have to say I've got a decent case, I would think.
Well, at the other end,
yeah. Well, maybe that backs up my argument, because they should have got the penalties in. I will argue, as I would do, that actually Ryan got a little bit of the ball just before, but clearly the guy's been taken out as well. So they've got that one wrong as well. That's a match-defining moment. Clearly, there was time for us to still win the game at that point. But I just think at 2-0, we've had key moments and key decisions that have gone against us. And when we've been in match-winning positions here, and clearly our home form has been a struggle, not only in my time here, but previous times as well. And we've had situation, we had a last-minute penalty given us against Brighton, which in my view shouldn't have been given. Today, once again, a match-defining moment, decision that, in my view, the officials have got wrong. I'm not questioning their integrity or their thinking behind what they're actually saying. Clearly, he saw Maya Yoshida head the ball in, which begs the question, if that's what he's thinking, maybe he shouldn't be at this level.
Yoshida has said in the tunnel that he overheard the referee admit he's got it wrong. Has the referee?
Yeah, we've heard that. Yeah, apparently so. I've knocked on the door. I haven't been able to get in yet. They shut the doors. So we'll see clarification. I think maybe that's the one redeeming feature of their performance today, if they've actually held their hands up and said they got it wrong. Let's hope they do.
Not much consolation, really.
No, absolutely none. But you can't do anything about it now, unfortunately.
In a league with as much money as we know it has from various revelations, VAR.
Yeah, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, it needs to come in. I was surprised that they didn't introduce it at the beginning of this year. I think a lot of people in the game were. A lot of other competitions have introduced it very, very quickly. All the major sports in world football have video reviews. For some reason, the Premier League, which is watched all around the world, is still in the darker ages.
Well, how pleased are you besides for that with the way that you see it? Seemed perhaps what was quite a difficult week for the club. They really came out.
Yeah, I thought the performance deserved what we should have had, which was the 3 points. I thought it was a good performance individually and collectively. We came out with good intent. In the first half, I think the only causes of worry for us were of our own making, when we maybe got caught in poor positions, and they had opportunities off the back of that. But in general play, I thought we were the better team, clearly. We'd got ourselves in a position where clearly scoring the second goal would have finished the game, in my view, and that would have been the least we deserved. But at the moment, things just slightly going against us, but we shouldn't worry about it. We should just stick our chests out and say, listen, that's a performance that we can use and build on and get confidence from, and that's what we'll do.
Created enough chances, Mark?
Yeah, I felt so. Yeah, and we have done in a lot of the games, even against Man City. Goodness me, we get beat 6-1, but we create more chances against Man City than any other club this season, apparently. So even against top quality opposition, we'll always create chances, and that's a good thing, and that's a reassuring thing, because clearly if we weren't creating anything and we were just trying to slog our way through this season, then we would be more worried than we are. We know that we're capable of winning games in this league, and I think everybody who's seen us play this season would attest to that.
Mark, would you think that will hopefully sort of convince the board, if they were thinking about things, that everything's moving in the right direction still?
Well, yeah, you did. Listen, there was change made in midweek, and Ralph made a statement yesterday. Clearly, we've got to change results in terms of getting maximum points out of a game, but they've seen all the games. A lot of people have maybe appeared today, and this is the first time they've seen us play, and they may go away and think, oh, actually, Southampton aren't a bad side, and that's exactly what we are. We're a good side, but clearly we need to turn things around in terms of getting maximum points. But the club and the ownership have seen every game this year, and they know that we're very, very close. It's fine margins. We need a little bit of help from the officials, clearly, which we didn't get today. But for the most part, I'm more than happy with what the performance was today.
What's the news on Danny Ings?
Well, Danny unfortunately overstretched in the warm-up, and we weren't sure whether or not he was going to start the game, but he wanted to. Obviously, he wanted to see if he could have an impact for us, but quite clearly he was struggling. He couldn't get around the pitch, and he needed to come off. That's on the back of losing Shane Long yesterday as well. It looks like he might have to have a small procedure on his ankle to address that issue that he's had for quite some time now. So losing two mainline strikers who probably would have played a part today was a little bit tough to take, but I thought the guys that came in were excellent. I thought Gabby Adina on the left-hand side, notwithstanding the goal that he scored, I thought he was excellent in terms of coming on that left-hand side. I think he's a good option there. I think that's his best position as well. I think he's more effective being able to come late into the box and at a different angle and at different pace, and he will always have that goal-scoring instinct that he's always retained. So I was really pleased with his performance, as I was with the majority of the guys.
Seems to be out for a little while.
Well, we hope not. It might be just an overextension of the knee, and it might just be a few fibres behind the knee. Let's hope it just settles down. We'll just keep our fingers crossed it's not a hamstring.
How about Shane, Mark?
They're saying if he does have the procedure, which it's not confirmed as yet, it could be just a little bit of a washout just to free up the ankle, and that'll be two weeks maybe. But if it's a little bit more significant, it could be 4 to 6 weeks, I think. Okay, thanks.